This is Cool Stuff Reviews here with my tabletop review of the Cold Steel Fin Bear. This is my smallest sheath knife, measuring 8.5 inches long, with a 4-inch blade made out of 4116 Krupp stainless. Okay. This is not a serious survival knife. If it's the one tool you've got, and it's, I don't know, that sort of thing, you can't chop with it. It's too small. You get no leverage. There's no weight in it. You'd be there forever. You'd be quicker snapping stuff off something, jumping on it. This just wouldn't work. As I said, it's quite a small knife. I shall compare it here to the Cold Steel Bushman, talked about in a previous video, which still, I've said, isn't amazing for chopping. I mean, it's bigger. There you go, give you a kind of height comparison. Can't get the Cold Steel Bushman on the screen, but it's much heavier as well as the Bushman, so you can actually swing with it. The handle's nice. I don't know, I wouldn't use it for anything too serious, but I'd recommend it, say if you were in the Scouts, something like that. This is your first sheath knife. You're kind of moving away from Swiss Army knives. It's only, what did I pay for it? About £16, 14 to 16 pounds. It's about 16 pounds on Cold Steel UK, so you'll probably find it cheaper. So it's a cheap knife. Comes with a half-decent Cordura sheath, seemingly standard for the kind of lower Cold Steel range, very similar to the Bushman sheath, but without the pouch. Comes with a nice little belt loop. Yeah, it's good. It comes fairly sharp, so again, if you're a Scout, you don't need to sharpen it really. I know it's not so sharp that you will cut yourself and it will go through your hand. Another good thing for it being kind of for a general Scout first sort of thing knife, it doesn't take much care because it's made out of stainless, which is usually not that hard or whatever, but this is point quicker, but it's easy to sharpen again, and also stainless, less knife care. You don't need to keep it oiled and that stuff, so you can kind of just leave it lying around. It will probably stain eventually, but it will stain less because it's stainless steel, obviously. Weighs 79.4 grams, so it's a light knife, probably handle heavy, which is not amazing. Center of balance is decent way into the handle, about a centimetre or so. So again, not so good for chopping, but I didn't even bother chopping in the field test. I've done making some fire sticks and I did some splitting. That's will probably be up online soon, or at the same time this goes up. The points, good, surprisingly. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say on the knife. The handle is high impact polypropylene, and it's nice. It's ergonomic for doing your whittling or whatever you do with your little knife. It doesn't have any guard, but for a kind of small knife like this, that's fairly good because it means you can get your thumb on the back of the blade when you're doing your whittling. You can give it a kind of push, which you can't do with the sheath, which is why I quite like the Recon Tanto, which I haven't got, which has just got a grip on the front, so it stops your hand slipping, but then you can get your thumb on it and give it a good push. So yeah, there's the sheath here. Cordura, as usual, slots in quite nicely into the sheath, kind of sticks in. That's not going to come out with any form of running, but then there's no buckles you need to unduck. It's merely just held in by friction. The sheath, yeah, it's nice. It's not leather, so that's good. It's got this, pull that out again, it's got this protective bit here so you don't run your knife on these kind of rivets, so you don't blunt it on the rivet, so you don't slice through the cloth. So it's got a big thick piece there where the blade goes. Yep. So Not recommended as a serious survival bushcraft knife. Little bits and bobs, little jobs, that sort of thing. Yeah, so recommended for kind of a scout, someone just getting into the world of knives. Not that good, but it is very, very cheap. That's all I've got to say on it. Not really recommended unless you're just starting, so yeah. Scouts, good. Serious survival knife, don't go near it really, need something bigger. If you still don't want to spend much, Bushman's only an extra tenner or so, that's a good knife. Though, you go in more than that, you can get a good thing, you get something good for not that much more. Yeah, okay, that's all I've got to say on this. Cool stuff reviews, I'm out.